This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua.
Rolling down 109 in a truck. On my ride up to the light, that's what's up. Look to my right and it's a ride rolling up. It's Lucci telling me tonight we in the club. He got the 24 road Escalade. He got the Lamborghini doors like they blades. His hammers ring cause that's how he was raised. His palace mob and tonight we get
Listen, I'm from the ghetto, the slums, the rats, the roaches, the bums. This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua. So like me, I had got addicted to marijuana, especially when I was going to trial, when they were giving me 25 to life. The first time they were trying to give me 55 years to life, just so y'all know. I beat that. And then the second time they were giving me 25 to life, and they gave me 25 to life, but the Most High gave me a second chance at my life in the Supreme Court. Y'all hear all that testimony. That's why I'm only here. That's why my life is not my own. It's been given back to me. You see? So the time that I was going for the 25 to life, I was so stressed because I'm free, because I'm out on bail, but I'm like walking dead. I'm everyone who see me, I'm still Rashawn, which protects and provides and brings laughter and joy and wisdom to everybody, like I do now. Still Uncle Yahshua, but I was Rashawn, still pouring into people with a big smile. But on the inside, I'm dying, guys. That 25 to life is over my head, like I'm walking dead. And I like have no way out of it. So I'm steaming blunts like crazy. Like I wake up, I swear to you guys, I wake up, there's blunts in my ashtray. The first thing I do when I wake up is spark it. And the whole day, I got them in my car. At that time, I had a black Mercedes. And that picture y'all see me with the red thing, that new black, that was the car I had. This is that time. So when y'all see that picture, that was that time when I was standing next to it, all red on that brand new black Mercedes. That was that time. So in that black Mercedes was blunts in the ashtray. I would get to the car. As soon as I get in the car, I smoke another one. I'm smoking while I'm driving in New York, like that stress. You understand? Smoking, steaming to heal my insanity. Like I would go insane if it's not for it. But everybody I see, they think I'm okay. I'm pouring into them all that. So there was a level of addiction. So when I finally, y'all beat it, when he gave me a second chance in my life, I was still addicted. Because when I left the United States Supreme Court room, when he freed me, I'll share that story another time. When they freed me, the first thing I did in the parking lot, my ex was on the driving because they had took my license. So we go down, we leave the United States Supreme Court. This black brand new Mercedes is in the parking lot. We go to the Mercedes, she go to the driver's side, I go to the passenger side. It still ain't set in that I'm free because it can't set in yet. It's like surreal. So I sat in the car, the seat back. So I'm like, and she's crying, you're free. She's so happy. And I'm like, okay, like I'm free. Okay. So now I'm like, okay, I got to get this money. Like that's the first thing I'm thinking, foolish. When y'all hear the whole testament, y'all understand how foolish it was because y'all had God. I didn't know y'all didn't have reached out through someone else and said he's going to free me. And when he freed me, he's going to want me to give him his time. And I agreed and said, okay, but I forgot all about it. You understand? Y'all going to learn that testimony. These are testimonies y'all understand how I came to be and what I went through to be in this position. So y'all going to learn that later. I'm just giving you little pieces. So here my foolish butt forgot everything that was said to me about God said he's going to free you. And when he's free you, give him your time. And a lady who was her grandmother was a pastor and she told me, and she kept saying, remember Sean, they call me Sean in North Carolina. Remember Sean, he said he's going to free you. And when he free you, he's going you to give him your time. Okay, grandma. Okay, I was calling her grandma. Okay. I went up there to fight. We went from North Carolina to New York to fight the trial, 6 months. We was fighting the trial in the Supreme Court. I finally beat it from the Most High. And I forgot. literally, that God said, Yah said, when he's going to free me, and when he free me, he's going to want me to give him his time, my time. I sat in that parking lot. I said, I realized I'm free. And the first thing came to my mind was, I got to get this money. Because I lost almost 700. I was a multimillionaire. And by that time, I had lost almost 700,000. So I was worth about 500,000. So the only thing in my mind was I need to double this. That's how I was. I need to get back to, if I lost 1.7, well, I lost 700,000, I'm about to get back 14, 1.4. That's how my mind works. That's just how I was. So immediately, I'm literally like, I got to get this money. So what I did, I opened up the middle glove compartment, right? I open it up. There's a blunt. I take the blunt out, a cigar. We're still in the United States Supreme Court parking lot. I just beat 25 to life, right? No, that was the 55 to life. No, that was the 55 to life. I just beat the 55 to life. In the parking lot now. We still in the parking lot. I open the door. I dump the doggone tobacco contents out. I close the door. I take the weed out. I roll the biggest blunt in the world because I just beat 55 life. And I put the sunroof back. We in the parking lot, guys. I light the blunt. I take a big pull. I'm like, I'm free. I'm free. I take another pull. I look at her. I like, pull off. We about to get this paper. And we pull off. Within 2 months, I'm back again for 25 to life. The Most High shaking his head. I didn't want to do it to you, but now I got to smack you down. I have to take everything. Your family, your money, your houses, your cars, everything. You will have nothing. I'm going to take your life. It's just going to be me and you. For 15 years, it's been like that. Understand? You're going to learn all the testimonies of how I became who I am in the Most High Yah, and why this anointing and obedience. He did not want to harm me like that. He don't want to hurt us, guys. He wants us to get it right. But when you have a calling, he's going to make you, you don't have a choice. He has something for you to do. And if you don't do it, you're going to die in the process. He will take your life. He did not want to harm me that bad. He took half of it. I wouldn't be screwed now. I would probably be a millionaire still doing what I had to do if I would have listened and did what I had to do. He didn't want to do me that dirty, but I was too resilient. And he said it. Later, when I was on the second 20, y'all gonna learn on this, the second 25 of life is when prison, when he told me who I like, that's when he showed my whole life back and played it. That's when he showed me that they were, him, the Ruach, and Yahusha was in the Shamayim, and they were kind of laughing at me when I'm doing it. Yah was like, I'm so sorry I got to do this to him. You know, I'm quite sure the Ruach was probably like, do you have to do him that bad? You know, because the Ruach could say, Yah was like, yes, you know, Yah, I got to do what I got to do. He got a purpose. He got something. See, I got no choice. I got to do it. And he laid the smack down on me. That's why I say you do not want Yah to lay his hand on you. He don't want to harm none of us. He wants us to get it right. It'll be easy, but he'll lay his smack down on you if he has to. And it's no joke. So you want to listen and you want to learn from those who've been through it so you don't have to go through it. And we all have different levels. Yours won't be as hard as mine, but what I had to do was that important. So he took everything. All I had was one pair of sweatpants, no socks. This is the second one. I'll share that list because I didn't get fully dressed. It was my birthday. I know I was going out and I was never going to come home again. So I was rushing out because of my birthday and I was coming back and she was taking me somewhere and I was going to answer a customer. I was making a sale and I'm like, I ain't even have no underwear on. Pardon me if it's TMI. I put on a sweatpants, I put on no socks, sneakers, and just a white beater and went out and never came back. So guess what? 2 years later, when they released me, all I got is the doggone sneakers with no socks. So, well, then I had underwear that I got from in prison, but the same sweatpants, the same thing, nothing. No money, no houses, no cars, no nothing. I had the Mercedes, Arlene tell you, that black one. We went to try to get it. He wouldn't allow us to get it. I remember I tell you, I was going to give it to her. He wouldn't allow us nothing. Only thing he saved was the studio equipment to make this music and the photo album for me to make the documentary, to have the receipts for you to show that everything I'm going to tell you is not a lie. I got receipts for it all, for the past life. So that story, what I'm telling you is, I said it because I was addicted. Because once he took me through the second part and the 25 to life, when I came home, I refused to smoke because I didn't want to introduce that monkey on my back again, that demon. So I still love it. It smells good, but I refuse to entertain that demon again. So I'm saying it because you can conquer it, the addiction demon. You can conquer it. You just have to battle it. It can be conquered. You can rebuke it. Okay. The suicide demon and addiction demon, it stays around and it waits for you to open an area. The suicide demon came on me because in the year 2000, I wanted to take my life because I was tired of living, because my life was so hard. I didn't ask to come here with no mother and father. I didn't ask to never have no one ever love me. I mean, pure love, not girlfriends who love me because they just love me because who I am. And then after I'm not with them no more, they don't love me no more. That's not real love. Real love means I love you. It's not conducive to if you being with me and I'm not in a relationship with you no more. No, you don't love me. I mean, you never really love me. That's selfish. That's not love. You see, because now you don't want the best for me. You want me harmed. How did you really love me? See? So I never had no love, no mother, no father to love you. None of it. So my life was so rough that I was tired of it. I didn't want to live anymore. So I was going to take my life. I was going to take it. It would have been over. I wouldn't be here. Okay, he wants me to tell the story. Listen carefully. I had 2 children. They were in the room. I had stopped selling drugs because it was genocide. I hated it. I had no license because they took it when I was a child. And the police would always, I had to take back streets of it. It was just too much. I couldn't take it no more. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to have family, an uncle that can give me a job working at the post office or something. I wanted to be normal, but I could never be normal because I wasn't dealt that hand. I wasn't dealt the normal hand. So all I could do is hustle and sell drugs. The streets was my mother and father. See, but it comes with weight. Always stick up kids, the feds, police. You can never breathe. There's no shalom. There's never a time that you have peace. At any moment, your life can be taken by many different areas. Stick up kids coming thinking I got keys in the house, want to rape and kill, and police knocking in the door at any, I was just so tired of it. So at this time I wasn't hustling. So I would stop hustling because it's genocide. But nobody would hire me and I had no help. So now we're struggling. No food in the refrigerator. We still got a nice BMW and stuff, but we got no money, no food. We got 2 eviction notices on our door. And I can't come out of it unless I go back and hustle again. But I don't want to hustle again. It's genocide. I don't want to do it. But I got nobody to help me. So I wanted to end my life. And I would have did it. So I'm in this apartment, and my children's mother, we had a 1-bedroom apartment, so the 2 kids slept in the bedroom, and we slept on a pull-out couch in the living room. So she's right there in the pull-out couch sleep. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the little kitchen area with a little dining room area where a table is. I was sitting at the table. My 2 children in the bedroom, small 1-bedroom apartment. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, silent, it's quiet, they're asleep. I'm going to take my life. They're going to wake up and I'm going to be dead. That's what's going to happen. I went to take my life. I was going to cut my neck, my throat. I stood up to go to get the knife to do it. And now I know it's Yah. I was atheist, just so you know. There was no God. I was not Christian. I was the God of Rashon. I didn't disrespect the Most High. I just didn't believe because he hadn't proven himself to me. So I didn't disrespect. It was just never proven to me. So I believe that you are your own God. You do your destiny. You are the one who determined you got to go work and you get. And I taught that. Taught against believing in a mystery God that you can't see, touch, taste, smell, or hear. Taught against it. But I didn't disrespect. And I always said, you can't hold that against me because if you created me, then you know that I stand in spirit and I'm a man of truth and it has to be shown and proved. Not no faith, not no belief. I have to see it concrete. If you created me, then that means you created me like that. So that means you can't hold it against me, not believing you because you didn't prove to me that you exist. But I never disrespected. I just didn't believe. Okay, need that context to understand. So I stand up because I'm going to go to the kitchen to get the knife. And he says, this God, it says, what about them? He was talking about my 2 kids. They were like 4 and 6. He said, what about them? You're the only thing that they have. What's going to happen to them? Now, I'm standing up, guys, listen clearly. And I look towards their bedroom and I'm like, what? And he said, they're not as strong as you. They won't survive like you did. So what are they going to do? You're all they got. And I said, that ain't fair. And then I yelled. Sorry, I'm going to get emotional. This is real story. I yelled. And I said, that ain't fair. And when I yelled, I realized that I was yelling loud. But everything was silent. He froze the world. Like he froze it. And I realized it because when I yelled at the top of my lung. And then I immediately looked to the room because the kid was right there and she was right there. They would wake up. But everything, it was like a movie where you press the pause on the remote control. And I'm like, nothing's moving but me. And I'm like, what is going on? And he was like, what are they going to do if you leave? And I said, that ain't fair. And I said, how dare you do this? It's a dirty trick. I didn't ask to come. I'm yelling at him. I didn't ask to come to this world. I didn't ask to be born here with no mother and father, nobody to love me. I'm tired of this, and I can't do it no more. And it's not fair for you to do this. And he was just quiet. And I knew that they needed me. How can I do that to them? They're not built like me. They can't survive what I survived because I nurtured them from birth. And I got angry at him, God. Now I know it's Yah. And I said, how dare you? I yelled. I said, if you created me, then you know I'm a good person. And I don't deserve none of this that happened to me. I'm yelling. And I said, you don't want me to take my life? Then you give me what I need to make it out of this. I want to become a regular person. I don't want to sell drugs. I need the tools of hell to make it out. There's another story behind it that y'all don't know what led up to me ready to take my life because I tried to do it right. I tried, and they were going to lock me up. And they told me if I didn't have $25,000 in cash that they're taking me to jail. It was Christmas, and a Black lady was in there. I went to go to take care of my traffic tickets with my kid, and if I didn't have my little son in my arm, I would have been in jail. And she called me to the side and said, come here. She said, come here. And I went to the side. She said, you listen to me. She said, you go out of this office because I'm supposed to call the security, the court officers to lock you. If you don't got $25,000, they're going to lock you up. You're going to do years in jail for all this tickets I had and all this crap I had over me from evading the police. Or I'm trying to do the right thing and clean myself up so I can get a job and do what's right. And they was going to take me to jail. But she stopped it because I had my son in my arm. And she said, it's Christmas, and I'm not going to do this and see that you got this little, this little boy in your arm, and they're going to take him into the system. And she said, now you go out. She said, it's a lawyer across the street. You go over there and you figure out what you got to do, but don't you come back in here because they're going to lock you up if you don't got $25,000 cash. And by this time I had nothing because I had stopped hustling, so I don't have nothing. I would have had it if I was still serving the beast, hustling. I'm trying to do what's right. So I went across the street and I tried to see this lawyer, and he told me I needed $17,000 and he can get it reduced. That might as well say I need 10.5 million. I had nothing, 17,000. I got 2 eviction notices on my door. $17,000. So I was overwhelmed. I was done. I tried to do what's right. So that's the backstory. So now I'm yelling at him. I'm telling him, I need to make $17,000. I need the tools of hell to survive in hell. I don't know nothing about the Bible. I don't know nothing that this stuff is in scripture. I know none of this stuff. All I know is I'm talking to him and I'm yelling at him. And I said to him, I said, if you provide for me and give me the tools that I need to survive this hell so that I can become a citizen and get a driver's license and I can get a job and I can clean so I can be there for my children, then I will serve you to death. And I will never, and if you created me, then you know that I'm loyal and I never break my word if you created me. And if you don't, then I'll be the best demon that you have ever seen in your life because I'm loyal. And I'll be loyal as a demon, and I'll do what I can to survive. And I'm going out when they come get me because I'm never going back to jail. I'm going out. It's your choice. If you really existed, then you know that I'm loyal and you can't hold me to it because you didn't prove it to me. And I need you to prove it to me beyond a shadow of a doubt. No faith, no unbelief. I need to see it because I stand on my truth and square. I'm the God by Sean. Y'all don't even understand what that means. We're very wise. I stand on my truth and square, and you have to prove it. I was yelling, though. Yelling. And everything was silent. Nobody heard a word. At the time, I was yelling at him. And I was using cuss words, profanity too. I was yelling at him. And now I know, I can see, he sat back there and said, okay, it is done. And from that day on, the next day, he gave me a connect. I know y'all don't know what this is. I know people in the world be like, y'all don't know. Y'all use the tools of hell. He speaks through serpents. He speaks through donkeys. He used demons. He used hell I told him I need the tools of hell. The next day, he gave me a connect. The next day, I went to the projects and my dude came from jail, was like, Rashawn, yo, what you doing? Everything he told me, he's like, yo, I got this hookup with these Colombians. I got this and that and that. I'm going to turn you on. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you. Immediately, the next day, literally, within 4 months, I paid off everything. I paid off both eviction notices. I even paid off the $17,000 within 8 months to get a license. He gave me everything that I asked him for. Now, this is where I made the mistake. I told him, if you do this for me, I will do what I have to do in hell. But the day that I do it longer than I need, then you can take it all away. I made a covenant, but I forgot. And I did it longer than I needed. I remember. Everything was clear and I was supposed to stop, but I didn't stop. And that's why he did the first arrest and he didn't want to hurt me that bad. See, because it was time. And then the second one, no, it was time. So he didn't hurt me, but he wanted me to get it. But I didn't get it. And then the second one, he had to put the smack down. Now, I need you to know that story because that instance was when suicide entered into my life, that demon. And from then on, I've been going through hell and high water. You'll learn my other testimonies later. But suicide would always creep in whenever I get depressed, even now. Whenever it gets so heavy, suicide would say, kill yourself. It's easier. Take your life. Addiction will say, man, just smoke me, or just shoot me, or just drink me, or just, it'll make it better. Two different demons, but the same type of spirit over them. Suicide, guys, a lot of us has visited a lot of us. It's a liar, okay? It's a liar. So this suicide demon and this addiction demon, they're going to keep inviting themselves to you, right? They're going to keep lying to you. They're going to keep waiting because life is about ebb and flows. It gets tough. It gets heavy. Anxiety is one of them too. See, all of these demons, they have names and they look for areas to come in. It's just different forms of them. So if you're suffering from anxiety and then the stress brings it on, that anxiety demon will get you depressed and try to invite a suicide demon onto you because they all want you to kill you. They all want to take your life. So you have to battle depression. You have to tell them that they are a liar. You have to battle anxiety. and the stress and tell them you're a liar. You have to battle suicide. I rebuke you. You're a liar. I'm not in covenant. I'm not in agreement. I might have made an agreement in my past, but I revoked that agreement. I revoked that covenant. It was in ignorance. You don't have no dominion here anymore. It will always keep visiting you. Just listen carefully. It visits me. When I thought I might not be able to keep my place, I have a thing of abandonment because I was homeless as a teenager. So it gets me, and it gets heavy. And it's like, oh, here we go again. Immediately suicide came. I don't think about no suicide. I'm Uncle Yahshua. I'm out here trying to save most of y'all's children across the four corners of the planet Earth. You think I'm worried about suicide? That thing came to me now. Literally. I was like, yes, I rebuked the whole legion, praise Yah. I was like, dude, you are a liar, dude. But it sat on me. It literally tried to make me entertain it. I'm like, you're a liar. If I have to go sleep in my car and I'll do my shocks assembly from my car, you understand? Until Yah gets me another apartment or whatever it is I got to do, this too shall pass. You understand? You're a liar. I ain't taking my life, you fool. I got work to do for the Father. That thing passed. You're a dog, but I'm letting you know that it's still coming at me. So it will come. They are liars. Rebuke that suicide demon, rebuke that addiction demon, rebuke anxiety, rebuke all of those demons. Stress, all of them, depression. These are all demons. And they come to feed one another over you. They'll double up and triple up on you. Like Huma said, the legion of them. Stress will bring you into depression. Stress will cause anxiety. And anxiety with stress, and then it'll bring in depression. And then depression and stress and anxiety will bring in suicide. You see? Then they'll just play off one another. Spiritual warfare. This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua.
You wanna know why they call me Lucky Lucha?
This is a little story on 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua. Like and subscribe for more incredible stories every week.
Police are on the scene of a triple homicide on Long Island. It happened overnight at a home in Hempstead.
I'm from Hempstead, Parkside, the ghetto, the dog side, strong, the wrong, I think I'm supposed to run.